we starting herbaceously? Herbaceously?
Welcome to Dudeman Duo Podcast.
Dudeman.
We're back.
Dudeman is back.
We're talking about the same stuff we always talk about, which
Except slightly different.
Slightly a little bit different every time.
Yep.
Some not, some some repetitive. Yeah, but we've been really enjoying the fellowship. So
yeah,
we've
been having a good time.
Stop talking about that game.
So
we're coping pretty hard on that.
We're hardcore copers.
Yeah, it's a good game.
But it's just our experience, right? But we're having a really good time, and I think one of the reasons why we're having such a good time with it because we've got a 4-stack.
Yeah, that helps.
Most of the time. That helps a lot.
And they're not all trash. We're all good. We're all pretty. We're all trash in our own right. But know. Like when we focus, True. You can tell you can see how clean it is.
Oh, yeah.
We'll play too late and we'll get tired, and you can tell how bad you are when you're tired in that game. But when we're dialed in, that's smooth, man. It's pretty smooth. We're not too far. We just got into Contender, correct? Is it Contender?
So yeah. So there's the first one. Then there's Adept. Oh yeah. And then is it Champion?
Champion. We just got into
Contender,
Champion.
Adept, a Champion.
No, we just got into Contender. Yeah, no, we just
got into Contender, mate.
Yeah, dude, we got out of that quick play.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's so much harder than quick play.
It's crazy, like the difference from quick play to regular.
It's pretty hard, actually. The big difference. Quick play is like 3-minute dungeons. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just got into Champion.
Because we are
the purple one.
Because we are the champions, my friend. Dun dun dun.
Nice.
They'll keep on fighting to the end. But
It's not the worst. It was good for a minute. It wasn't horrible. I've heard worse. Oh, the Yerbys, dude.
I need some yerbas, bro.
Yeah, you've had a rough one in the morning. We got a little rough start this morning.
You ever get those days where you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and then everything's kind of going wrong, and then your attitude then becomes kind of a little bit more sour than normal. As me, but Weird Yerbas here to save the day.
Dude, they save the day, dude. They taste delicious. They get your little pep in your step. Link down below. Just kidding.
We don't have any sponsors.
Yeah, you can use our name, Dudeman Duos, in the tag.
You can use our
for 12%.
12% more.
12.76%
12%
off.
more, dude.
Oh, 12% more.
They have to pay more using our code. Like, oh, you guys watch them.
So good though.
It's called the Dudeman Duo tax.
The Dudeman Duo tax. That's a good one. But yeah, so we got into Champion. Not as big as a bump as Adept.
Yeah.
In difficulty for sure.
I actually put in a note because it was the difficulty jump. I think we've talked about this before. Mm-hmm. But when you go into Adept from Contender,
it's night and day.
It's just like boom, it hits you like a wall. Yeah. And for us who have Mythic Plus experience, we dealt with it, we figured it out, we moved, forward. But my thoughts for people that are not, and they've never done Mythic Plus, that are getting into it, it would be like probably potentially very frustrating for them, right?
Well, they did a decent fix for it. Did you hear what they did to kind of fix the problem that people were having? So instead of changing the difficulty, because they did so much balancing for the difficulty, they increased how much gold you got from disenchanting so people could upgrade more. So upgrading your gear more instead of reducing the challenge, which I think might help, because I think that the reason that Champion isn't as difficult as the Adept dive is because you have so much more upgrades with your epic weapon getting the talent tree. You're starting to get into the gem system. Like there's a lot more like power creep at that point than before. It was just blue items, and you did get your weapon though, I guess. But
well, and additionally, you by then, when you move into Champion, you've had a lot of practice with a lot of the mechanics and the dungeons and the boss fights.
Yeah, the boss fights.
So that helps a lot.
The boss fights seem to don't have any extra mechanics in Champion. I haven't noticed any.
We haven't done a lot of Champion.
We've done only 3.
Yeah.
So
it just seems like it's scaled harder. Like yeah.
Like the tighter timers.
Tighter timers that we've dealt with that a little bit.
But you guys a single target, man, you popping.
Dude. Yeah, Nate. So we've got 2 DPS in our group, obviously, because you can.
No, dude.
No,
we're running the double
We're
tank.
running with triple healer and tank, dude.
Low key, never time anything, but always get it done.
Never die.
Yeah, you probably still die.
Just run the druid chick because she actually, in her boom shroom explosion, she does good damage during that phase.
3 of those, dude. That would be hilarious to actually
That'd be
find
so
out.
funny,
it wouldn't
dude.
work, but I mean, like, it would obviously not be
so
as
funny.
good.
There are some talents with her that you can spec into a little bit more damage. Not crazy.
I'm trying to think of like some trolley thing you can do. I don't know.
Full tank. Tanks do a lot of damage.
Yeah, but you still need heals. And like how would fighting for aggro work? Maybe, I mean, you might be able to
split the groups up into 3, and then you have 1 healer.
3 tanks, 1 healer.
2 girls, 1. What?
It would take longer, but it might work. We should try some troll comps.
It'd be fun.
We should try some troll comps to see what would work. It'd be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, you can go triple. You can do triple frost into a tank and see if everything just dies so fast. You just have to be cooldown. You have to go hard in the cooldown. But
yeah, we're running 2 of the frost mages, not because we're trying to be tryhards or anything. It's just that's what I like to play, the frost mage, and then Nate likes the frost mage as well.
How is that tryhard?
I'm just saying we didn't like plan it ahead of time, thinking it just happened that way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, one of my like favorite things about this game so far is how well balanced each of the characters are. Like I looked at the leaderboards for the top players, and within the top 14, all 9 champions are represented in the top 14. So it's like that's about perfect balance as you can get, I would say. So
yeah,
like, I mean, and all the 14 people are in the whatever the hard difficulty is. I don't remember. Eternal. They're all in Eternal. So it's like every character is capable of pushing extremely hard. So you can play what you want in this game
without
so far,
right,
and not have to worry about not being meta.
Right.
So I mean, all the talents seem pretty balanced to an extent too. And
we'll see what it's like when they actually get more champions, because it's a smaller champion pool. So,
but if they start in this framework and already know how if they have the certain numbers laid out for it, it might be easy to kind of, because they won't keep scaling like infinitely. Like WoW's problems with that is how much
seasonal resets.
Yeah, seasonal resets. So new dungeons, but numbers will be attuned to the other dungeons, just new versions, new bosses and stuff with new characters to play.
I was watching a little bit of a recent dev stream, and the developer was talking about how when they decided to do the seasonal reset strategy, one of the reasons they wanted to do that is so that they can be potentially, when they need to be, aggressive with changes to talent trees in certain champions and stuff, and tweaking things and taking talents out, putting talents in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if this one's never used, then put something that's more useful.
Right.
Yeah. So far, at least what I've played, a lot of the talents seem pretty solid, like different, like build diverse. I haven't tweaked with a lot of the numbers and changing, but I mean, I'm reading them, like I can see that being good. I haven't really read one and be like, that's trash. They all seem like a specific play style. There is one that seems a little lackluster on damage for the tank. I tried it and it sounds really cool. It's the one where you throw your shield and it does as a chance to do an explosion when it hits for like shrapnel. So like when you hit a shield, like it bounces between 4 or 5 targets. Each time it hits as a chance to do an AoE explosion or something like that. And the damage it does is like only like 2 to 3% overall, which feels pretty sad.
So you're sacrificing survivability for like a barely
any damage, and it's a 2-pointer. So it's like, that one might need to be tweaked. It's really cool though. Like the idea of it to do a shield throw build would be cool, but I don't think the numbers are there. So Fellowship, if you're listening, maybe do a little bit of doesn't need to make it broken. There's some broken damage and talents for the Helena. But the little shrapnel could be a cool build to do like some shield tossing. Sounds fun.
That's my ideal, is having every talent interesting and cool in its own right, so that when you're picking out your talents, it's more fun, as opposed to like, this is the only talent that's viable, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way yet so far.
Yeah.
So honestly, like I have so little gripes besides a little bit of bugging here and there, and maybe a couple fights that could be a little more intuitive. But I mean, it's all been pretty good. I would say at least 95% good.
We've been having a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, there's certain things that like we're still trying to figure out what certain ads like those Goliaths.
Yeah, the ones that
Bloodstone
grow.
Goliath.
Yeah,
they do an explosion that one shots me unless I'm like on top of my cooldowns, which I probably need to be on top of my defensive. But I'm like wondering if it does more damage closer you are, and so maybe I need to stand farther back or something.
I don't think so. It seems like it's one of those where, hey, focus it, kill it. Once it does its explosion, pop your defensive right before, kill it before it does it again.
My problem is I don't pay attention to the names.
That's a problem.
So I see him casting something and I pop my defensive and that was the wrong cast.
Yeah, you should probably just like pay attention a little more.
I should probably get good.
You should probably he's a giant rock monster. You can't miss him. He grows like the size of the screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only weird thing we haven't been able to quite figure out. If you guys know what he does, comment below. We could Google it, but we haven't yet.
Yeah. I also like how, at least in the early game, it's fairly alt-friendly.
Oh, yeah.
What I was hearing, though, from some guys that got to Eternal mode and the grind for getting your gems leveled up and the right gems and everything, they were saying that there's no way they would ever do that with an alt because of how much work it was, like, and how much of a grind it is to get to that top percentile. So I don't know about that because we haven't gotten to there. Thus far, I have been playing on alts and been having a lot of fun, but I could see where
doing it again.
Once these are guys that got into Eternal, right? Like that have min-maxed gotten their gems fully upgraded. Apparently, that's a big grind.
Well, I mean, if they've already gotten it and it's only been out for like what, 2 weeks now, how big of a grind is it? Because if you think about World of Warcraft grind, to get to the top, you're talking about a month or two.
Right. They're talking. So I think they should have a grind because this game is dungeons only. Yeah. So there should be that grind. There should be, a decent amount of work and to put in because that's the game, right? Yep. I don't know. Apparently this is only talking from somebody else's opinion, not mine.
Yeah.
The way they feel.
Okay.
It's the way they feel is that they wouldn't want to do that with an alt, but
they could make
that's just what some random guys that I saw his opinion.
Well, if it's a pain, they could do something where like if you get to that point, if you like beat contender or Eternal, maybe that it increases your gem drops, or like there could be like something that you do if you beat the game, it makes your alts, you get like more loot, or like I said, more gems chance, 20% more chance of gems on alts or something.
Well, the guy that I was watching, I don't remember off the top of my head who it was. He was saying that like if they did something similar to what World of Warcraft does, where once you get your gear to a certain point, then when you go to an alt, you can very quickly also do. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Do you remember the system where on your main, once you got your gear to a certain point, and then you go to your alt, that then gives them the ability to quickly get to that level 2 through.
Yeah. So it was the upgrading system.
Right.
You didn't need the resources if you've already spent the resources on like other piece. You could just you could get to the same item level or like one before or something without having to spend. Or it was like 90% off, something like that.
It just made the grind on your alts because you'd done all this work on your main, getting to a certain point. So then when you went to your alts, the grind wasn't quite so crazy.
But I feel like they did that with the capstones. When you get the 130 piece gear item level, you don't have to do any of the grind.
No. Well, the whites are kind of trash.
Well, there's still stats, they just don't get upgraded. So if you
they need more. Maybe like another tier.
Oh, we just hit the last tier.
Right. Because you get to 120 or whatever, and then
135, but yeah.
So maybe like once you get to the further level or something, you can get even better. I don't know.
But I mean, like I'm just speaking more of like
and also I don't feel like we get
devil's advocate here.
I feel like we don't get enough supplies to really make that useful.
You get most supplies if you get a lot more supplies if you do some more quick plays. Yeah, I have 100, so I can buy I can buy a whole alt right now.
Well, you do because you haven't been doing it, but I've been gearing alts. I have my the tank and the healer, and then I've also got the assassin chick. Yeah, I just don't feel like I get enough of those supplies, and I don't want to keep spamming. I can only spam those quick plays so much.
No, I agree with the quick plays. I guess my thing would be like, we haven't gotten number one, we haven't even gotten to the pre-eternal difficulty.
Right.
So I have one ult. I've probably spent 100 supplies at this point. Not a whole bunch, but around 100, maybe 150. I have 100 left over. You've spent more. But also, we haven't been pushing super much. We don't play a whole bunch. Mm-hmm. Is that an issue? Or is it just the fact that we want to play a whole bunch of different characters when we haven't been able to get enough resources yet for it?
Yeah.
Because it would make sense if we play... So think of it like we play one character really far because we're pushing. If you don't have another ult, you have enough to get your next ult 135 item level easily. If you haven't been like dibbling with tons of other stuff, getting the 15s in the beginning and a little bit of that over and all. You know what I'm saying?
I just think they need to up the amount of supplies you get.
They could do that. I mean, that probably wouldn't affect too much anyway.
It just doesn't feel... Because then you've got a couple of the 125 pieces, but then when you get loot that's like level like 65 or 70, and it might have a tier set, and you're like, but I've got 125 white. And so it's like loot doesn't feel exciting anymore. And so, but you don't have enough item level to like get to that next tier yet. So you're just like, I don't know.
No, I think they could,
I don't know. I think they could do something. I appreciate what they've done, that they have a mechanic in there like that, like being able to buy the whites at a higher item level. I just feel like it needs more. Yeah,
it's hard to say because you'd have to kind of feel it out, because it might be good to have maybe like a little bit more supplies, maybe just like 20% more, nothing crazy, but a little bit more drop of supplies that wouldn't affect it too much. I don't think they should make it too easy, because then like it doesn't, because the game is grinding dungeons, and if you give a system to not grind dungeons very much, then you're just like reducing the playability. So they have to have a sweet little balance of it.
I totally agree with that. I just feel like that, yeah, you just don't get enough supplies, and
they can make them a little bit cheaper too. Maybe make them a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Or they could do like they could do this system where instead of at a capstone you unlock all of them. When you get to certain ranking, you unlock a piece at the a piece where you don't have to spend supplies for, or something like that, where you just have it. I don't know. They can have a system where you unlock them instead of having to buy them. I don't know if that would be...
Interesting.
That might make it bad, though. That everyone would just start at 135 on ults. If they don't know their character, they could just trash keys. Because there is a benefit. Because we've played with people that are high item level that do no damage.
Yeah,
that would suck in the high ends.
That last dungeon that we did before we logged off last night.
That was pretty bad.
There was a Frost
Rhyme.
I was also Rhyme. And she was, I think, 10 item level below me. So, like, not that much.
Half your damage.
I was doubling her damage. Like, you were beating her.
I was beating her.
Single target.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, how did you get to this point?
Helena doesn't do good single.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that might be an issue if they make it, if they make it too accessible to get alt gear. Because, I mean, there is a benefit of learning your character in the lowers. So maybe they could do an unlock thing where if you beat a certain thing, like on your ult, if you beat a capstone, you unlock like the next gear without having to get supplies or something like that, to where you don't have to grind infinitely to get upgrades, or at least to a certain point, just to maybe get to the adept or something like that easily and quick.
What if you had to, in order to unlock certain of the things that you've unlocked with your main to do with your alts, what if you had to progress the talent tree first fully before you get those unlocked, so that at least you've gotten some time learning your class? That
could be a good
before
system.
You just have a bunch of gear.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That could be a good system. There's a lot of things they can do to address it a little bit. I just don't think they should do too much. Because
I agree.
I think maybe just make it a little bit easier. But I do think the benefit of this game, or the whole point of this game, is to grind a little bit, even on ults, maybe less on ults, obviously. But they can find a system that makes that a little bit easier.
Because the frustrating thing with me, because I'm not leveling, but I'm gearing an alt. I'm gearing the healer, the druid healer.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there waiting for queues. And I don't know... And I'm a healer. So I don't know if there's just a lot of people playing healers
There's a lot of healers, not a lot of tanks.
And I'm trying to gear. And then I finally get in a queue, and it's with people that are like way lower the item level, and they're wanting to do something that I'm not going to get upgrades from.
Yeah.
But I've got some pieces that I bought, the 125 pieces that I bought, whites. So my item levels and my skill, I've gotten pretty good at healing. I'm able to do these higher tier stuff now. Higher tier. I mean, better than adept.
Yeah, adept.
But I'm having a hard time getting in queues for adept, and so then I want to go to contender to try to do just to maybe grind some capstones, and then it's like there's this weird middle ground for some reason for my gearing my healer solo. It's fine when we're four stacked,
yeah,
obviously, but
solo would be a little bit harder.
I kind of sometimes want to go in when you guys aren't on just to gear my healer a little bit more, and I've been having a hard time finding queues. I have gotten some, and I did actually find a 3-stack that I queued with, and we did a bunch of runs, so that was cool. And they actually all added me.
Okay.
So it's possible.
Yeah,
it's just that I was sitting there for a while before I finally found that.
Yeah, I don't know how they really fixed that, because I mean, when you think about queues, it's all about people who are playing the game and queuing for themselves in their rank. So it's like if there's not enough people playing tanks, that might be the issue. They've tried to buff tanks a lot, so people will play tanks. But I mean, people don't like playing tanks. I'm playing a tank because I am forced to. Not really forced, but kind of forced. Half forced.
But you're a good tank.
I enjoy it with the 4-stack.
He's like, but it's just so funny because he'll sit there complaining like, I'm stuck on tank. It's just I just get so bored. But then as we're doing dungeons, he's like, oh, this is so cool. Well, I go in and I got this legendary.
I
it makes
just
me like a
got
god.
the legendary.
Look at my damage. And then when we're sitting in the lobby, you're like, I'm so bored with tank.
I have my moments. The legendary brought a little bit of spice to my life because it adds a little bit of flav. It's fun. It just gets boring after a while. After you do like 4 or 5 dungeons, it's like I was telling you guys, you don't have as much umph moments. Like, when you're doing a DPS, and you get the big numbers, that's like the dopamine hit, right? You're like, oh, yeah. For a tank, it's about pulling big, but if you're in a high level, you can only pull so big, so you can't do massive meaty pulls because you're going to wipe, and that's what makes you feel like a beefy tank, but you can't really do it because we're progressing. So it's like, without that, you're just sitting there like interrupting and doing your damage and defensives. It doesn't have as much oomph to it.
Could they make the class feel more impactful? Is there ways that they could do that? Like having maybe more AoE stuns and ways to like, I don't know. Is that something they could work on, or is that just the nature of being a tank?
I think it might be just the nature of being a tank, because some people really love it. Maybe if they...
Because like when I learned... Because in World of Warcraft, I started out... my first tanking endeavor was a warrior tank. Mm-hmm. That was fun. Then later on, I tried Demon Hunter tank, and I was like, this is fun. It was the gameplay of it. I felt like a DPS... while I was playing tank.
It's not the gameplay that sucks. Like, there's some fun stuff with it. I mean, maybe something like they could definitely make a more interactive one that would probably be a little bit better. I mean, Helena is fun. She's simple, but she has some stuff she needs to do to max it.
When I was playing Demon Hunter tank, I was like, this is dope. I have this leap over here. I can do this thing. I can go, and it's just like I was having fun. The gameplay of it was fun enough to where and there was certain things that if I timed right, I would do a ton of damage. And it was super satisfying. So it's like, I'm wondering maybe, because I haven't done a lot of tank yet in Fellowship. I've done a little bit of Mako, but maybe that's something, I don't know.
I think maybe one thing that could help is if maybe they increase the amount. So they're not going to do anything. I guess what I can think of is like having some more doable massive pulls that you can deal with. And feel like most people can't make this pull like happen, but I did. There are some pulls you can do that, but I mean, sometimes it's just no matter how tanky you are, that's just some ads are too beefy.
Because you do a lot of damage.
I do a lot of damage.
Like sometimes it's like hard to beat you.
I'm doing
with certain pulls.
Yeah, I do like 12 to 13K overall, which you guys are usually in the 20-ish range, give or take.
DPS, like damage per second
overall. Mine's usually around 12 or 13. Okay. So I'm usually like a quarter behind you and Nate. Maybe maybe 20%, somewhere around, or 20 to 25% below you guys.
Yeah.
So it feels like I'm a DPS. I mean, like the damage is good. The damage feels good. The class feels good. It just maybe if there was give us a little bit more control and feel like I can do this if I know how to do it correctly. It just feels like I can't pull these because I'm just gonna my defenses are gonna go down and I'm gonna have to run and I'm gonna die and I can't pull that extra pack that would be really sick if I can have a juicy moment.
I would love them to make a Demon Hunter tank class,
something like a Demon Hunter.
Have you ever played Demon Hunter?
Yeah,
tank?
I just don't like Demon Hunter.
It was so fun. And
like
maybe
the aesthetics. I don't like the aesthetics, so that affects me a lot on stuff. But I mean, like,
you don't like to be an edge lord.
I don't like the demon spiky thing. It's like, where's my gear? Oh, I'm a demon. I don't see my gear. Bye bye gear. I like my. I mean, I played a bear tank. I can't say that. But you got a cool bear skin. That was cool. Big swipe. But bear was just swipe.
But I mean, I don't know, man. The gameplay of it was just such a blast.
I don't know.
And that's why I'm hoping they come out. I want them to copy paste at least some aspects of it, because that would be amazing.
The more I think about it, I don't really think it's a problem with tanking. I think it's a fact that tanking is okay with me, but I've never loved tanking. I've always been a healer, a DPS main in other games, so it just doesn't feel as like I am doing it and there's enjoyment in it. I'm not trying to like complain all the time when we're pumping. It feels cool.
So that's what I'm saying though, because I wonder if it's something that they can do. And I'm not saying this is the Fellowship dev problem. I think it's maybe just something that games in general can do to, I don't know, make tanking more desirable to play. Because it is. There's a lot more like pressure on you as a tank to pull correctly, to have the route down, to
it's more maintenance.
If you pull too much, the healer's screaming at you. If you pull too little, the DPS is screaming at you. And then when you pull just right, no one pays attention.
Yeah.
So
I mean, tanking is like, it's the same thing with the healer too. I mean, like if everything's going smooth, no one ever thanks the healer or tank because everything's smooth, but you don't realize all the stuff that goes into a smooth pull.
Right.
Like for me, when I'm tanking, we do a big pull. To you guys, it's like it's a big pull. It's sick. You're like, oh, we killed it so fast, or we killed it. That was so smooth. I popped 4 interrupts, 2 stuns, and then my grand melee to make sure no one can cast for 10 seconds right during their wipe mechanics. I do that all the time. And you guys notice when it doesn't happen because people die. Like that golem guy that blows up will kill that golem guy. He's like, oh, that one was easy. Why wasn't the other one? Because I didn't have grand melee for that one, so I couldn't interrupt his big explosion like I normally do. So like, there's a lot of moments like that, but it's like the unsung hero. You don't notice it because it's not a number thing. Versus DPS, like, oh, my numbers, boom.
Well, and that's also I don't know. Like I notice that stuff a little bit. I don't know. I like to talk some sass to you. So I'm not always talking.
I love
in Discord.
Sass.
I'm not always stroking your ego and stuff.
Don't stroke it too hard.
But I also think that there's more responsibility for healers in this game that people aren't realizing because, like, I'm just thinking about like that one phase or that golem, the Goliath or whatever, that would one shot me. Like, if you were to, as the druid healer, to pop your ult right before that, because that's a spirit link.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm pretty sure in that ult, no one would die.
Nope.
So I'm wondering if that's actually supposed to be a healer like check mechanic.
I think you're supposed to pop your defensive before it goes off because then it wouldn't do it because you can't.
I'm pretty sure I actually have and I still died through it.
Doesn't it you heal like a ton?
If I'm doing damage. So, but if it's like a one shot, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to heal through a one shot.
I don't think it's a one shot with 40% damage reduction. We have to test it.
It's not 40%. It's like 20%. Or is it 40?
The fire guys is 40. It's like 4 seconds, 40%.
I feel like it's like 25%.
Was yours less?
I could be wrong.
The fire guys is 40.
Remember.
I don't know what the frost chick is. Yeah. But I mean, like, there's no way it's a one shot with 40% damage reduction. Maybe the healers are supposed to do something. Sure. I don't know. We need to figure out what it is because I don't have grand melee for every single one.
People watching this are like, you guys haven't figured out that this cast. It's like, Yeah,
We're
a lot
not
of times we're playing and we're chatting and with each other
Crap
and
talking to each
playing
other the
and
whole
crap
time.
talking, and we're not always paying attention to what the names are and certain things. Like at certain mobs we have been, like we know certain interrupts. I guess that's the key. It's a non-interruptible thing.
I'm the only one that can interrupt.
So maybe that's why I don't remember what the name of the cast is, because I know it's something that I can't interrupt.
Yeah.
But I need to pay attention to it now.
Yeah,
And earlier on, I think the damage would go out, and then the healer would heal, and it was fine. But now it's actually one-shotting.
Yep.
So now it's like, okay, I should probably actually pay attention to whatever that cast is.
Pop your defensive. Maybe there's a range to where if it's casting, you can dash out and then dash back in. It's got to have a range, right? I mean, maybe it doesn't. It could be just full AoE to everyone on the map.
It's probably just I need to watch for that cast, pop my defensive, and I'm Gucci gang.
I think you'll be fine because
Gucci gang.
Yeah, dude. I think it'll probably just get you down to a quarter.
Gucci gang. My girl so love this that
nice.
It's
the dumbest song ever.
The dumbest song ever.
I don't want to talk about that song.
But why is that in my head?
I don't know.
Why is anything in my head? I've got weird stuff in my head sometimes. Okay. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on up in there.
I can't control it.
Can't you?
It's the demons.
The demons.
I need an exorcism.
It's a weird demon.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if that's a demon. That just might be you, dude. But yeah, I mean, tanking's not. It feels good. I just don't think I'm a tank. I don't think it's my favorite thing because I could see people loving it. There is elements of it that's fun. So I mean, like being the leader is fun, but you have a lot more maintenance things you need to do. As a DPS, your main thing is do your rotation and get that interrupt. You have to get the interrupts, but besides that, you're doing your damage, not getting hit by stuff. That's kind of your job, As a tank, it's like I'm pulling this. This is about to go out, so I need to pop this, which is fine. That's the part of being a tank. I'm not complaining.
I mean, a lot of the boss fights though are a lot more chill for you, though.
So there's a give and take, right? Depends on the boss fight.
Well, that's why I said a lot. I mean, I'm sure there's some that are, but a lot of times the DPS got to make sure that they're getting the ads and doing all this stuff, and the tank is just going, yeah.
There's definitely a couple bosses. So the big golem boss guy is easy as a tank. Doesn't have any tank bustery abilities. The deer boss, like as a tank, that one's a little more pay attention-y because of the deer. Like you got to make sure to stay with him. But besides that, he doesn't have any like chunky abilities. But there are some bosses like the duo boss guy that I guess the hard part about it is that if the DPS don't do their job, as a tank, there's nothing you can really do because there's so much damage going out and you only have so many interrupts. And it's I'm in my ultimate, that one cast that one guy does, if he's enraged and gets you're like essentially dead. It's like interrupt. It's like I can't survive this. There's a couple of those. But I mean, most of the time in tanks, like it's all about moving the boss position. There's a lot of tank busters out there. If you don't have your cooldowns and the healer's not instantly, you will die. Like most of the time, I'm always looking at boss bars, and you guys never are looking at boss bars.
I am the worst at looking at boss bars.
No one looks at it but me because the tank has to. If I don't look at boss bars, I could die a lot easier.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes bosses, it doesn't matter, but there's some bosses that have cleaves or like these massive abilities. If you don't have a defensive, it gets you down to a quarter, and then you can't do, so I mean, like that's the maintenance for the tank is pop your defensives at the right time.
Right.
You have abilities like Grand Melee gives the whole group 20% magic resist to pop that during certain phases. So I try to make things more interactive for myself during those to make sure to reduce the team's damage as much as possible.
Right.
It is fun. I just get bored with it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem with tanking.
Nate is starting to tank a little bit with his ult. So, and I'm healing with my ult. So it's
I got my legendary too. It's fun.
I think what the plan is to push with our mains to get to a certain point, and then we can like
go back and forth,
get our ults up as well. But
it'd be cool to eventually get them to similar places where we can switch out whatever we want. Like
I just don't know how hard that's going to be because you're going to be splitting gold between them too. So it's like
it's just more gameplay.
So like that just means that we're not pushing as far with our mains because we're splitting gold.
Well, we probably unlock Eternal. And then we won't want to sweat that much. And then we'll probably want to go and dry our ults. And then we'll get those ults to Eternal. And then we can kind of figure out what we want to do, best rotation stuff. Some dungeons, my fire guy would be better suited for some dungeons versus double ice, or or maybe the druid healer would be better for this dungeon instead for the priest. Maybe we can mix and match because we're all within 10 item levels. That'd be kind of the goal. It'd be nice to kind of switch what we're feeling instead of having that one cookie cutter role.
Right.
Because like I said, you guys are all great. I get bored, and after 4 or 5 runs, everyone's like, let's keep going. I'm like, okay, let's go. That's just how I feel in the game, which is fine. But it's also like you guys are having a great time, and I'm kind of just here sometimes. But it's fun because we're all having fun. We're friends making fun. But you can tell when I get towards the end of our playthrough.
What do you mean you're just here? Because you're doing plenty of damage. You're doing a lot of stuff.
I'm talking about when you play a video game. I'm playing it. It's not like super boring, but I'm not excited anymore. So when we're doing dungeons, like I'm just going through the motions. Does that make sense? So like imagine if you were playing a character that you're like, it's okay, it's not bad, and you're doing that all the time. You and Nate are loving your frost chip.
I have actually felt that way sometimes when we're doing stuff to help, like earlier on when we were trying to get like Nate geared.
Yeah, well,
because if I'm just doing a dungeon that's not much challenge, I'm just pumping DPS. I guess I understand because I'll feel that way. I'm like, I'm not getting any upgrades here, so we can just whatever, But when we push, that's why I really wanted to start pushing to get past the capstone and into champions, because I wanted to get to legendary. I'm not getting any more upgrades from the capstone. And Nate's like, well, let's just run capstones. I'm like, I want the potential to get a legendary here. Well, so I guess I do get that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So think of it but then that's for the gameplay with me to an extent. So it's like the gameplay to me is fun for a bit, and then it gets old, and then it's not as fun anymore, and then I'm doing it for everyone else. And
that's kind of the same, honestly, for me with DPS.
Really? You get bored as DPS?
If I'm not playing content where I can potentially get upgrades,
well, I'm telling you,
it gets boring.
What I'm saying is, even in content that is getting upgrades, I feel that way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Well, that's that's the whole point why you play those, to get upgrades.
Yeah, but I'm playing something that's not my favorite. That's okay for the group. You get what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like I'm doing it, like I have enjoyment for like 4 or 5 runs, and then I feel like I don't want to play tank anymore. But we need to push, so I'm playing tank. So I'm essentially not having as much fun as everybody. That's why I'll get a little bit more annoyed if you notice, like you push my buttons and I kind of get a little bit more agitated.
Yeah.
You guys are all like having great time with you. I'm not. There's 4 people. It's still fun. I want to play with the boys. I'm not going to say I'm going to quit the game because of it, because it is fun. But when you're playing I'm playing it for the group. I would 100% rather play the fire mage. When I'm playing the fire mage, I am having a blast. But everyone else is having a blast, and that's more fun than just like you're saying suck it up. But I'm just telling you that's how I end up feeling after 4 or 5 runs with the tank. It's more just kind of like, okay, let's go again. All right, cool. Because it's just not my favorite play style. I'm essentially playing something that I don't like that much.
Well,
which
maybe
is fine.
maybe that's a design issue.
I think it's a tank issue.
Tank needs to be more engaging.
It's
because because you know me, I've been a DPS main the majority of my time playing World of Warcraft. And, I found out that I also liked healing with shaman healing and priest healing, particularly shaman healing. I did some warrior tanking, but warrior tanking kind of for me was like that a little bit. But then I played Demon Hunter tank, and I was like, whoa, this is fun. I think maybe that's a design thing. Maybe making it more fun and engaging and feeling more impactful is something that they can work on.
Maybe it's possible. I mean, I wouldn't be able to give the answer until they do that and I test it. I mean, I've always done that though. In World of Warcraft, I play tanks for a little bit and then I get off. Right? I play blood for a little bit. I never get end gearing with blood. I've always been DPS or heals for max.
Blood DK
or Bear Druid. I'd play it, as an alt. Let's do some tank. It's fun, but I always kind of get off when I feel like I'd switch specs. So
I tried Blood DK. I wasn't a huge fan, and then
it's very hard.
Druid tank just seemed a little bit boring to me too.
Druid's very boring. Blood tank's fun, but also very difficult, very very like if you don't pop at the right time, you just die. So there's that. Like I said, it's just how it is. There's four roles. Everyone's got their roles. I mean, I'm tanks. I'll play tank, but I mean, as long as we keep playing our ults, I'll be fine. But just keep it in your back of my mind. I do want to play the ults a lot because that's the real fun part for me. So As long as we keep going I'll be a good time.
I'm enjoying playing the healer. I actually really am. She's not my favorite like healer style. She's definitely more of a druid with some shaman elements in there as well. With with the hots and everything, but her ult is basically Spirit Link on steroids. Although I still for some reason felt like Spirit Link felt more impactful for some reason.
Because it heals people when you pop it. Does it heal? Does this one? Because it puts the butterflies on everybody, and then it also gives you a bunch of vines, which you do more healing with vines out. So I don't know. It just for some reason maybe it's just visually the Spirit Link down. I don't know. It doesn't have the same umph.
It doesn't have the feeling, the umph of it. Even though technically I think it's a better.
It's got more things attached to it, but Spirit Link felt good because does it equalize everyone's health?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Yeah. So if the tank's full health, everyone else will get healed more.
Right.
Oh, then basically. It's the same thing. Yeah, maybe it's just like the animation because there's no animation. You click it and it happens, and there's no like.
It doesn't feel as impactful.
I get that. There's no cool abilities.
Yeah. And I will say another thing that annoys me is the sound of the butterflies.
Can you mute it?
It's like this high pitched, and it's happening all the time because you got these, and it's like it's high pitched, and it's like
can you turn?
You know what I'm talking about though? The
I know
sounds,
what you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's like these like high pitched squeals of the bugs, and I'm just like, this does not sound good.
Pretty sure you can turn that down in the settings.
Probably, but but that's the thing is that's one thing that plays into the feeling of impact is the sound of abilities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's hard to have cool sounding butterflies.
You could do it. I could think of ways to do it that are better than...
You could do it.
You could do it. You could do it better than these high-pitched squeals.
Little fairies.
Because it just like gets in my ears, man. Like,
yeah.
You could do like these cool, like really impactful sounding like whooshes, like, or, there's a lot of, maybe have one ability be that like that. But the problem is that a lot of them are that sound. And I'm like, too much.
Too much, yeah. Yeah, I have my sound effects pretty low. And all it got my sounds is just like... So mine's fine.
Yeah, I like the frost. I like rhymes sounds. It's very like like the ice and that sounds cool. And you got these frost swallows that are
those are cool.
It's a fun.
The fire guy sounds dope, dude. Yep. He's got the froggies, ribbit.
Yep.
And it's nothing is better than just the. It just I don't know what
the fire guy does like a snap thing.
Do you not hear it when I play? I think you can.
I don't pay attention to it. I don't know.
You can hear all the sounds, but you hear the coolest snap. It's so satisfying when you're playing him because you got all your hots on everybody or your dots, and then you just detonate them and you snap, and that's your spender. So you just spam snap when you have all those cinders. It just I don't know. It's instant. Cool. It's instant cast, so you can dodge while snapping. So if you time right for a mechanic, and then you just move while snapping, and then do all your stuff again, and yeah, it sounds sick. Cool. I like the snap every time I click on snap. Like
yeah. I like the sounds for the monk. Like
like the rocks. Yeah, it's just the fairy chick.
I like that, but I'm sorry, they need to work on that, man.
The
fairy chick sounds like please do something.
Here's what you do: more characters come out, and you play those, and then the girls that or the people who like the fairy stuff, because there's a place where people like playing fairy La La Lands.
I don't mind. That's the thing is like I don't mind the fairy stuff as much, but. The same repetitive high I get high pitched sounds just all the time.
Maybe they should just reduce the max sounds where it's just not as high octave. Reduce a couple octaves lower or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we're kind of complaining a little bit, but
we love it, dude.
Those are like all the complaints we have because this game is super fun. So I mean, we just want to play it all the time. Like we're just all like, the boys getting on, boys.
Once we all beat the second capstone,
it started pumping.
It was like, oh, this feels good.
It was smooth. We farmed that capstone and it was just like on top of it.
Yep.
Took us a minute on the boss. There's some mess up stuff.
We had to learn a lot of the mechanics of certain things naturally, as you should. But
we're not really looking up anything either.
I feel like it definitely really popped off though. Once we finally got to a place where we beat the capstone, we were just like, let's go.
Well, we got our weapons with the talent trees in them, which are fun. And then there's like now the chance for legendaries. Yep. I got my legendary last night.
I definitely feel like it pops off in Champion, you know, with that. Yeah. You got your legendary. I'm
good.
jelly.
It'll make me play tank a little bit more. I'm a little more excited because it adds an extra ability. Now I can charge and shield slam with my charge. Now I gotta retalent because there's a talent that increases my my shockwave ability by 20%. So I mean now I shockwave when I charge. Just more shockwaves means more damage. So I'm probably gonna retalent a little bit into a shockwave build.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we need to get that extra talent point.
You really do. You should probably work on that.
We need to do some more high-end dungeons so I can get my IO up so I can get an extra talent point.
The margins for error on those champion dungeons are definitely pretty tight.
Pretty tight, yeah.
Get those interrupts out. If you make a couple mistakes, man, it's very punishing.
Yeah.
And then you won't make the timer.
Yep. Some of the stuff healer can get through, but some of them are just like you mess that up, you just wipe, and
everybody has to be doing their job, which is good.
I like that.
I like that
because that just means you can't just solo your way to victory.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's
can't have Nate pulling stuff all the time, dude. How many times did he walk into?
He did it twice in a row. He was getting tilted. He just wasn't paying attention.
He was a tilty boy at the moment.
He was a tilty boy. It is funny because it's like I was telling you about this earlier. It's like I haven't been mad at wiping at all in this game. It hasn't made me mad at all. I mean, it's all like, oh, we didn't time it, but I've never been all like, I'm just like, next, let's go, guys. And that's my mythic rating coming in because it's
wiping. Your experience being a mythic raider.
Wiping 10 times is nothing. Like it's nothing. I mean, it's annoying because you want to time it, but it's also like, okay, we'll get loot afterwards and we'll do it again, clean it up. So it's like,
yeah.
And as a tank, it's like I didn't do anything wrong. I do things wrong sometimes, but it's mainly when I get antagonized and I try to do a big pull.
Some other times.
Just some other times.
You pull a little too big or whatever.
That one that I last night when it kind of fell apart. I didn't click my weapon ability fast enough, so we would have lived. I made a mistake and I tried to pop these other things, and then there was just too much. I needed to pop my shield first, and then I would have been able to equalize and been fine. I mean, like sometimes you just don't click the thing at the right time and you die.
Sometimes you gotta click the thing, dude. That's the biggest rule for tanking.
You gotta click the right thing at the right time.
Click the thing.
It's timing. It's all about timing.
No. Okay.
I'm zoning a lot.
Click the thing.
The weapon ability.
Click it.
It's broken.
Like, don't not click it.
Just click it.
Click it.
I agree.
Like, make sure. Like, if there's anything you learn from this, click it.
Okay.
Click the thing.
I'll click the thing.
Use the thing. Click it.